What if this person you can't get out of your mind? Allah knew exactly why you think about them so much. You think it's just you, your heart, your obsession, your need. But what if what you feel isn't just an emotion? What if it's a spiritual calling in disguise? Because Allah knows this person you want. He sees your attachment, your impatience, your heartfelt prayers. But what you don't see yet is the divine plan behind this connection. Do you want to understand why this desire is so strong? Why don't you forget them? Why is it so profound? Then stay with me. What you're about to hear could very well change the way you love and your relationship with Allah. 1. The silence no one hears. Allah listens to it, you haven't told anyone. Not your friends, not your family. Even in your supplications you whisper this name, almost embarrassingly, as if admitting it would make your vulnerability all too visible. But what you feel, it's real. You can't detach yourself from it. This person haunts your thoughts without even wanting to. In the morning, they're there, in the background of your waking. In the evening, you imagine them in a future that seems too far away, too vague, too uncertain. And sometimes, in the solitude of the night, your tears fall. Not because you're weak, but because your heart can no longer hold back everything you carry in silence. But here's what you forget. Allah hears the silences you don't even verbalize. He sees those sighs that never leave your mouth. He reads what you feel even before you can put it into words. You think you're hiding this inner pain. But how could you hide this longing from the one who created you with this heart? Allah knows this attachment, and He knows better than you why it exists. You think you're longing for someone, but perhaps what you're seeking through this person, it's a refuge, peace, stability. And Allah, in His infinite wisdom, watches you cling to a name, a face, a hope. But He gently says to you through the signs you sometimes refuse to see, "And me? Am I not closer to you than this person?" It's not rejection you're experiencing. It's not divine indifference. It's an invisible reorientation, a subtle way of saying to you, "I love you too much to let you chase after something that could turn you away from me." You see, this isn't just a trivial love you're feeling. It's a test. Not just a test to see if you can be patient, but a test to see if you're ready to love without losing yourself. Because if this bond brings you closer to your Lord, then perhaps it's pure. But if it exhausts you, cuts you off from your spirituality, from your inner peace, then it's not what you think it is. And Allah, in His Rahmah, doesn't want to abandon you to an attachment that separates you from Him. You're not alone in this ordeal. You're not crazy to think about it so much. And you don't have to be ashamed of feeling what you feel. But now, it's time to look higher, beyond need, beyond lack, and to remind you, he who deposits his emotions with Allah never loses. 2. The heart isn't hungry for people, it's thirsty for meaning. You think you need a person, but what your heart is looking for isn't a name, a face, or even a physical presence. What it's looking for is meaning. Direction, alignment. The human heart isn't an empty space to be filled with people. It's a divine lantern, a vessel created to carry something greater than mere human attachment. It is designed to be at peace only when it finds its source. And that source isn't the person you covet. It's the closeness of Allah. You think you're hungry for their voice, their gestures, their tenderness. But look closely. Even when that person is there, if your heart isn't connected to the meaning of that relationship, you don't truly feel peace. True peace doesn't come from the presence of a human being. It comes from aligning your heart with its reason for existing. And your reason for existing isn't to become attached to a creature. It's to remember that all love is meant to bring you back to the one who loved you before you existed. It's not forbidden to love. But you must ask yourself an essential question. Does this love elevate me, or does it lead me astray? Because when the love of a person begins to take center stage in your heart, it ceases to be a gift, and it becomes a burden. You begin to depend, to fear, to control. You lose yourself in lack, in obsession, in the fear of abandonment. And this is why the love of a creature without the love of the Creator becomes an inner idol. You live for her. You breathe for her. You suffer because of her. But where is Allah in all this? Where is the peace He promises you if you return to Him? The completeness you seek cannot come from a human heart. It only comes when you understand that everything you love in that person, it is in reality a reflection of what Allah has placed within them. It is He who placed this gentleness, this kindness, this compatibility. It is He who allowed you to feel. And it is still He who calls you now, not so that you refuse to love, but so that you love consciously. Because when love becomes a form of unconscious worship, you no longer love, you become attached. And excessive attachment destroys you. He makes you believe you won't survive without this person. But you forget that it is Allah who has always supported you, even in moments when you thought you had lost everything. So stop for a moment and place your hand on your heart. Ask yourself, what I feel, is it a hunger for human love or a thirst for deeper meaning? The heart is never empty by chance. It is sending you a message, not so that you can fill the void with a presence, but so that you understand that no presence will ever replace the light of Allah within you. 3. Allah's timing is an answer to your impatience. You look around and wonder, why not me? Others get married, unite, move forward together. And you stay there, with this emptiness that no one understands. You make dua, you hope, you remain patient. Or at least you try. But inside you're seething. You feel left out. What if Allah hasn't forgotten you, but is preserving you? He hasn't said no, He's saying wait a little, because He wants to offer you something more beautiful than what you're asking for now. And for that, He needs time. Not for Himself, but for you. You see, you think you're ready to love, but loving in the way that Allah blesses isn't just about feeling. It's about knowing how to carry love wisely. It's about being able to love without losing yourself. It's about learning to give without constantly waiting. It's about knowing that the other person isn't there to fill your emptiness, but to walk with you toward the one who filled it even before you knew Him. Perhaps this person isn't by your side yet, not because they don't exist, but because Allah wants to make you capable of loving them without depending on them. Because true love isn't born in impatience. It's born in preparation, in silence, in becoming yourself a mercy to the other, not a disguised wound. Allah is working on you, behind the scenes, quietly, without announcements. It shapes your heart. It softens it. It strengthens it. It teaches you resilience, humility, trust. It teaches you to accept no now as a token of love, not as a punishment. Perhaps at this very moment, Allah is also preparing this person. Perhaps He is pushing them away to bring you closer at the right time. A time when your souls will no longer be in expectation, but in gratitude. Because when love comes too soon, it becomes a burden. But when it comes at the right time, Allah's time, it becomes a refuge, a stability, a living reminder that patience was not a waste of time, but an invisible construction. So breathe. Be gentle with yourself. Your story is not on hold. It's being written. And the silence you experience now is perhaps Allah's pen tracing the lines of a love you never imagined. You have not been forgotten. You are being shaped. It's not a rejection. It's a not yet. Because you deserve better than what your impatience demands today. The danger of turning a person into your center of gravity. If your heart revolves around them more than it revolves around Allah, you no longer walk, you drift. You no longer love, you become attached. And you no longer elevate yourself. You chain yourself. You pray, yes. But deep down, each prayer is a message coded in their name. You invoke, but your hope is fixed on them, not on the one who gives. You fast, you make efforts, but not to purify your soul. You just want to deserve this person. You haven't realized, but you've shifted your center. The person you desire so much has become the sun around which your heart gravitates. And Allah, He has moved into secondary orbit, lost in the background of your obsession. That's the real danger. The greatest trap isn't desiring someone. It's starting to live as if that person were your destination. You no longer want to move toward paradise. You want to move toward them, and that's where you lose yourself. Because no creature, however precious, was created to occupy the center of your heart. That center belongs to Allah, only to Him. And when you replace it, even unconsciously, you expose yourself to emotional instability that exhausts you. You become dependent, fragile. One wrong word destroys you. An absence kills you. A silence makes you doubt your worth. That's not love. It's a form of inner servitude. You think you love, but in truth, you're fleeing the emptiness you've never learned to fill except through another. Allah wants you to love, yes, but He also wants you to be free. And healthy love, in the way of Allah, begins with a free heart. A heart that loves but is not enslaved. A heart that gives but does not destroy itself. A heart that hopes but does not build its peace on a creature. Sometimes, what you feel isn't proof of intensity. It's an alarm, an excess, a spiritual alert. You've gotten too close, too invested. You've confused emotion with mission. Because yes, love can be noble, but only if you know why you love and for whom you love. If this relationship distracts you from your prayer, if it occupies your soul more than the remembrance of Allah, it's not a blessing, it's an illusion. And Allah, in His wisdom, could even remove this person from your life, not to punish you, but to restore you to yourself, to free you. So ask yourself this essential question: am I still centered on my Creator, or have I shifted my heart to a human being? Don't confuse the person with your mission. Don't let your heart forget that it was created for Allah first, and for love second. 5. If Allah has given you this feeling, it's because He wants to elevate you through it. There are feelings you don't choose. They arrive, settle in, and sometimes take root before you even realize it. You didn't plan to become attached. You didn't try to think about this person that much. But there it is. It's there. Your heart clings. And you ask yourself, why me? Why now? Why her? But if you take a moment to think about it, what if it wasn't a coincidence? What if this feeling wasn't a weakness, but a divine opportunity? A trial chosen especially for you, not to break you, but to elevate you. Allah does not plant attachment in your heart without wisdom. Either He wants to unite you with this person, or He wants you to experience this love to discover a side of yourself you would never have explored otherwise. It's not just about loving. It's about what this love will awaken in you. You can repress it. You can run away from it. But the believer chooses another path. He sublimates it. He transforms this desire into sincere dua. He transforms this pain into profound prayer. He makes this inner connection a bridge, not a trap. You can love and remain worthy. You can want without becoming toxically attached. You can wait without losing your sense of self. It is not forbidden to love, but it is forbidden to let this love distract you from your essence. And your essence is your connection with the one who created you, the one who placed this feeling within you, the one who knows better than you what elevates you and what destroys you. So look at this connection differently. See it as a mirror, a test, an inner work in progress, a moment when Allah observes you. What will He do with this emotion? Will He fall, or will He rise again, seeking me stronger than ever? You are not weak because you feel. You are strong when you give meaning to what you feel. And this meaning is the return to Allah through love. Not love as a goal, but as a means to be closer to the one who knows what is in your heart. Maybe you won't have that person, maybe you will. But true success isn't the end result. It's what this feeling has produced in you. The sincerity of your du'as, the depth of your patience, the light of your faith that grew in that night of waiting. And the day everything makes sense, you'll look back and you'll say, "Oh Allah, I understand now why you made me feel this way." Every tear, every prayer, every silence was an elevation. Your heart beats for someone. But what you've just discovered is that your heart beats first because Allah gave it life and a direction. You can continue to desire, to hope, but now you know how to transform that desire into elevation. Don't let this feeling distance you from Allah. Make it a reason to draw closer to Him. And if this message spoke to you, share it. There's surely someone, somewhere, who feels exactly the same way you do, but in silence. Save this video, meditate on it, and above all, ask Allah not just for one person, but for someone who will bring you closer to Him. For true love is the one that leads you to the one who never abandons your heart.